Well, I think I took it 2000. I took it 18.
2018. Okay.
So I think I was in the second class. The first class was in 17, and I took it the second time.
Okay. Great.
Yep.
All right. Well, I just started recording and I
Okay.
will get started.
All right.
Good morning, everybody. This is Rachel Haney with Central Indiana Real Estate Investors Association, also known as CIREA. And you know what? This month is super exciting because of Dave Short and his class, the annual training program for fixing and flipping. So we decided what better way than to share some of his the testimonies from the students that he's had. And coming fresh from 2018 is Courtney Wheeler.
Hey
He's
guys.
actually Stacy Patlin's husband, and she is a familiar face at Cyria. So, Courtney, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Just on the daily grind.
Daily grind.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
yes, yes. So, tell me a little bit about you and your business. It's Indie Properties or Us. Just tell me a
Correct.
little bit about your business.
Okay. Yeah. So we're primarily focused on flipping and restoring old houses, and then we also wholesale, and we manage a couple rental properties as well. But primarily we flip, and we usually manage about 3 or 4 projects at a time. Um, and we do probably between 6 and 10 per year.
Mhm.
So looking to ramp that up here in the near future, but we're just getting our systems in place and getting the structure right. So yeah.
So we have you here today because you were one of Dave Short's students.
Yes, ma'am.
And I can't remember what the specific stats that he mentioned was, but it was like 60%, over 60% of the students that join end up doing fix and flips, which is way more than some of these other huge classes that
Right.
are $20,000, $30,000 a piece. So um, first of all, tell me what you think. Who do you recommend this class for? This fix and flip class for?
Well, so obviously, for beginners need to take this class before trying to venture out on their own to make a lot of mistakes. But I do also recommend this class for experienced or seasoned investors as well, because some of the strategies and some of the structure you'll learn in this class, you may not never during your whole career come up with these things. Dave is just phenomenal in that aspect of giving you the creativity and the structure to come up with different exit strategies or how to handle a flip as you're going through it. So again, I would recommend it for beginners, seasoned investors, no matter what level you are in your investing career.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Dave mentioned before that every 2 to 3 years they have to shift some of their strategies. And I think, like you're saying, even if you're seasoned with this,
Right.
it's always good to know what new implementations are helpful and what else is working.
Correct. Correct.
Maybe this class is even just helping you tweak some of your strategies.
Correct. Correct.
So,
Correct.
uh,
Yeah, so like with not to cut you off, but with any business, you know, there's gonna be changes. So again, this class makes you aware of how to keep up with the market and keep up with what's going on.
mm-hmm, absolutely, especially with 2020.
Correct. Ah, yeah, it's been pretty wild. It's been
Yeah.
pretty wild.
So you took the class. For you personally, what was your biggest takeaway from taking this class?
I would say, well, I had 2 of them, and mine would be structure and creativity.
Okay.
And in this class, he gives you a couple workbooks that are very useful. I still use them to this day. And one of them is like a rehab workbook. He gives you a repair estimator. So he's very heavily involved in the industry, so he knows pretty much what everything costs. Again, you might have some things that are uh, off a little bit depending on who your contractor is. But he knows. So he knows what to pay for it. And then also he gives you structure in this with like a rehab checklist and a punch out list where, you can basically edit these things and, go to your projects and, have a checklist, just have a checklist of what needs to get done. And then also, more importantly, a punch out list. Because punch out is one of the things that, it seems like it's easy, but punch out is one of the most, one of the more hard things to do in a flip. So, and it's the most important because this is your final product. So he gives you a list that you can follow and that you can use to, implement and get the work done. Mm-hmm. So I would say basically, again, my biggest takeaway is structure and then creativity because he gives you different exit strategies for each deal. Because typically a lot of guys will teach you to, this formula has to be this, and if it's not this, it's not a deal. Well, he just has, multiple ways to get around that. So that's one of the big things that I really admire about Dave.
Yeah, that sounds, we all know that Dave Shore pretty much knows everybody in the real estate investing world with the 40 plus years experience he has. But to know that there's literally, you said both a checklist and a punch list.
Correct.
What he does. That's really good insurance just to kind of know, okay, I'm doing everything. This is what he does. So I'm just going to replicate it. So
yeah. Can't go wrong with that.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, he's just a phenomenal teacher. I think that's one of the things about him because people could be good at what they do, but for him, one of the gifts that he has, and he just teaches. He's able to teach you, and he's willing to help you. So that's another big thing. That's another big takeaway. I was able to build a relationship with him, and when I ran into any gyms or whatnot. I got on his nerves and called him. And, when I see them at the meetings, I ask them. But, it's just the experience, the amount of experience he has is just great.
Yeah. And from what you're saying, it sounds like he's a very authentic instructor and he really wants you to succeed, which I think is the biggest difference between some of these instructors.
Right.
Plus, you have his phone number now, so he kind of has to help.
Yeah. That's huge. But and then he's genuinely concerned about how well you do. So you don't find that in everybody, and that's one of the biggest things for me. I've always looked up to Dave, even before I really knew him, but now even more so. I just some of the things that he does, and just the way he gets to move around, and the way he excels in his business is something that I truly admire as well.
Mm-hmm. That's great. Thanks for sharing that.
Yes, ma'am.
So now for you personally, how soon were you able to do a fix and flip after you took this class?
Well, so what I did is I've kind of, with my whole business, I kind of work things backwards. And it's worked well for me. But it takes me longer to get to it. But before I took this class, I had already gotten involved in fix and flips. I was able to find a different mentor who allowed me to invest some money, and he kind of showed me the ropes. But unfortunately, he was unable to really give me the hands-on education I needed. So what I did was I invested with him, and I still didn't feel all the way comfortable and didn't have the confidence to go do the rehab bids and things like that. So, one day when I saw the class came back up, I just thought it would be a good opportunity for me to get in to gain some more knowledge and some more understanding. And it worked like a charm. So as soon as I took the class, I ended up buying a property from Dave, actually, after I took the class. And, he helped me a little bit through it, but it turned out well. We didn't make a whole bunch of money on that particular property, but the education was priceless. So what I learned from it, for me, was a victory. It was more of a victory than the monetary.
They give you the confidence to do the next one. And I'm sure with each property that you work with, you just gain that experience that you're right, it doesn't have monetary value at that point.
Yeah. I was, after that first one, I was almost ready to quit, just the blood, sweat, and tears we put into it. But then when we sold it, it just was a win for us. And then I looked and I said, well, you know what? This is what I did wrong on this one. So, we hopped right into the next one a few months later. And, of course, we bumped our head a little bit more, but, we got better along each step. With each property, we got better. And then, again, to this day, I still pull out the workbooks that I got from his class, in order to keep everything together. So it's kind of like the glue for us.
Yeah. Now, I bet those pages need lamination since you use them for so long.
So what I did was we got kind of smart recently. What I did was I copied it and sent it to my VA and had my VA basically put it on a like Google Drive form so that we could just edit, and add and take away things that we do in our particular business.
Yeah.
So and then also Dave, he's he'll send you the editable forms as well.
Nice. Very good.
Yeah, so that's a good thing as well.
That's great. I love just hearing you say that. You know what? I almost gave up after my first one. Because I think what we don't want is to portray to people that this is easy, that you take class and it's going to be easy, because it's not. Let's just be honest here.
It's not.
There's a learning curve, and it's going to be a little bit different for each person.
Right.
But what you did was you struggled, you got some help, sold property, you learned from your mistake, and 3 years later or 2 years later, you're going strong. You said you do about 6 a year.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fantastic. So I just because the reality of it is you're gonna experience hiccups, and correct. I love hearing you say that you basically was like, just gonna keep getting better at it.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing that. So on that note, last question: how has this class influenced your path in real estate? You guys are so involved in real estate, both you and your wife are. Clearly, this was a huge criteria in molding your journey in real estate. But tell me in your own words how it's affected you guys.
It's just, again, it gave us, the confidence to be able to, it didn't only influence just our fixing and flipping business. It really totally influenced our whole business and whole. What it did for me, or what it did for us, is it helped us get ahead of the learning curve, and then limit the mistakes we made. So that's key, because I've worked with a lot of investors who are new. I try to help out who I can with the time I have, and I see the mistakes that they make, that if they had this same type of mentor, you wouldn't make that. And these are costly mistakes. I mean, from putting the rehab bid together, from doing the right type of work, or basically, how to negotiate with, appraisers, sellers, buyers. So this class, it's just a pool of things that you can obtain, if you listen and if you get involved and are active. So, one of the things that was part of the class is we went out to a couple of the projects. So we were able to see firsthand some of the things that were going on. And I guess one of the biggest things is the process, because it is a process, right? So, you want to be able to do this in steps, and do it in the right steps. And once you get it down, it becomes, familiar. It becomes second nature for you. But until you get in this class and learn these things, you won't have the ability to do that. So it worked out well. It's kept me in the game. This class has kept me in the game.
Yeah.
It gave me again, the biggest thing is confidence. It gave me the confidence, and I was able to quit my 9 to 5 doing it.
Yeah,
So
that's so awesome.
yeah, we do it full time now, and just the whole Saria family. I think that, it's the best thing that happened to me, being a part of Saria. So,
Yeah.
yes, ma'am.
Oh, that's so good to hear. Because I mean, I can concur with you.
Yep.
We love the Syria community.
Love it.
I think we've tried
Love it.
other like communities to really help build that passive income, and not that there's anything wrong with these other communities. It works for some, it doesn't work for others. But we have just, since the first day of getting involved, everyone is just great. I think everyone just really wants you to grow and find success. I don't think one person I've met that's like, just doesn't want you to succeed. So, I love what you're saying, and I love seeing that you and Stacy. I love seeing couples too come there, and so you and Stacy are there, so that's great. I love being part of Syria with my husband also. So, but thank you so much. So you guys again are with Indie Properties or Us. Your wife is a realtor for Porsche Realty. She's actually one of the premium vendors at Syria, along with Rebecca Anderson and Chrissy Peters. So whoever's watching, if you guys are interested in a realtor or need somebody, make sure to contact Stacy Catlin. And you guys are, rotating houses and fixing and flipping them. So if people are looking for properties, definitely make sure to check out Indie Properties or Us and their social media platforms. So, and I'll have those links available for people to click and like. So thank you for your time, Courtney. And you have a good day and good luck on fixing or finishing your fix and flips.
Thank you. Thank you.